Hey there, everyone. I hope you're having a good day in your little corner of the world. Been having a good day in my little corner of the world. It's been a sunny day and the weather is just right, and I love days like this because it reminds me how wonderful it is to be alive. It's not blazing hot, but it's also not freezing cold. It's not chilly, and it's just the perfect temperature to go out for a walk in the park or some other natural landscape, and you get to observe all the birds and the bees and the squirrels and the butterflies, all also happy to be alive and enjoying this great day. I hope that you've had that for yourself today, or that more sunny, just right days come for you. But anyway, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind lately, and that is that others will usually perceive you the way you perceive yourself. Now, I have struggled with a lot of self-confidence for many years, for a good chunk of my life, and a lot of it has to do with my programming, the way I grew up, the things that I had to go through that made me question my own worth and my own being, right? It made me question feeling like I belonged somewhere, right? So I had a very negative perception of myself. And I think because of that, a lot of people, although I would present myself as a very happy, open-hearted person, a lot of people would do things that weren't so nice or would take advantage of me because they could perceive that I did not have a backbone. They could perceive that I didn't have that much confidence to say no and to stay grounded. Now that has changed a lot over the years. It really, really has, where I don't really take anybody's shit anymore, and I'm very grounded, and I'm feeling my backbone way stronger than I did before, and that took a lot of work. It took a lot of healing, and that's another conversation, but and I think I've noticed the difference. I've noticed that people don't want to mess with me. I'm nice. I present myself as nice, and I'm cordial with everybody, and I am respectful with everybody that I meet. I'm very friendly with everybody, but if somebody crosses my boundaries, they know that they have crossed my boundaries. And that's not because I start going on a rant, or I start yelling at them, or I'm angry at them, or I start cussing or any of that, but because they know that there is this invisible boundary that exists. And part of the reasons, the way that I created that invisible boundary where people cannot really mess with me, or where people will think twice before they disrespect me, is because I've learned to respect myself and be confident within myself, and learn that being grounded, being confident, doesn't mean you're a bitch, or it doesn't mean that you are abrasive in any way. You could still be nice, you could still be cordial, but if somebody crosses that line, then they have a problem. There's this wall that they hit. And like I said, I perceive myself much differently than before. I'm more confident. I know where I stand. And of course I struggle with this, right? I still struggle with self-confidence, but I've done way more progress. And I would say, and not in a pretentious way, but I'd say that I'm ahead of many people when it comes to my own confidence. Like, when I'm really grounded and I'm really rooted and I know what I want, I can say no. No, you cannot do that. No, you cannot disrespect me like that. And I won't be mean, I won't badmouth, or I won't cuss at the other person or yell at the other person, but they just know that I can be intimidating in a very quiet way. And so going back to when I didn't have self-confidence, it was very easy for people to treat me like a doormat. I was very much of a pushover, and I would allow people to disrespect me. And part of the reasons why people had the, shall I say, audacity to disrespect me was because I disrespected myself. And so people could perceive that. People could perceive that I didn't really have self-respect. Even though I would put a friendly face, a happy face, there is an unspoken energy, and I don't want to sound woo-woo, but I feel like there is this unspoken energy that every human being carries, and that energy is grounded in your own self-perception, how you perceive yourself, right? So I've met people in my life that they seem very confident and they stand straight, and when they walk into a room, they walk like they mean it, right? But sometimes I've noticed with these certain individuals that there's something off about them. Superficially, they may seem as very confident, but it's easy to see right through them. And the way you see right through someone is, it's gonna sound woo-woo again, but the way they look at you, the way they see, the way their eyes see the world is the way they see themselves. So if they see the world as this negative, shitty place, then you can guess that they think of themselves pretty shitty. If they see this world as a wonderful, loving, warm, happy, jovial place, then you can guess that, oh, okay, this person sees themselves in a more positive light. And of course, people can put an act, and there are some people out there that you really can't tell, but this has been my observation so far, that people will perceive you the way you perceive yourself. And this is just from my own personal experience, from being very not confident to feeling very grounded and feeling very rooted. And I still have confidence issues sometimes. I can't say I'm super freaking confident, right? But I've come a long, 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 long way. Because the way I speak to myself has changed. And so, yeah, speak to yourself kindly. Speak to yourself in a way that uplifts you, in a way that gives you space to grow. And of course, I still fall for this where I call myself, sometimes I make a mistake and I call myself an idiot. Oh shoot, you're such an idiot. You know, sometimes I will do that. Or I'm like, oh my God, you're so stupid, Megan. Why did you do that? You know, but then I catch myself and I'm like, no, you're not stupid. You're just a human being. Okay, you're trying your best. Why are you stupid for that? No. And it's hard sometimes, you know, you still have to practice, and there's always going to be things that you have to catch and improve and change, not for other people, but for yourself, and to live a better life. So I hope you have uplifting self-talk and an uplifting way of perceiving yourself, because you'll find that the world will also perceive you in an uplifting way. And if somebody comes into your life and starts being disrespectful, you're going to have a backbone, and you're going to be able to say to them, fuck off, do not treat me that way. And you don't have to be loud about it. You don't have to be aggressive or abrasive. You can be quietly intimidating. So anyway, I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great day. Peace and love. Bye.